Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to, cut through the noise and get to the heart of some really fascinating sources. Today, we're diving into something pretty profound. We're exploring this idea. What if everything we do, really everything, is governed by fundamental spiritual laws? It's a huge question, right? Like, what if our existence is way more tied into some unseen order than we usually think? So, our main source for this deep dive is a document from something called ANA Channel. Just to give you a bit of background, the ANA Channel explores ideas drawing from a spiritual text called the Grail Message. It was written back in the 1920s, 30s by Abgrushin.
Exactly. And our goal today really is to pull out the key insights from this material.
Yeah.
We want to, really dig into how these ideas challenge our normal way of thinking about life, about purpose, even destiny. We're looking at what it actually means to see our lives through, well, a spiritual lens, even the everyday stuff.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that because the first core concept is, well, it's powerful. The real essence of the human being is spirit. That sounds like more than just philosophy. It sounds like a baseline truth in this view.
It is, absolutely. Think about it this way. If your core, your essence, is spirit, then logically, everything you do, every action, every single thought is an expression of that spirit. So making coffee in the morning, answering emails, the documents suggest these aren't just, physical things you do. Fundamentally, they're spiritual acts. It totally shifts how you define spiritual.
Right. And that immediately brings up the next question for me. If we're spirit acting in the world, are there rules? Like, how does it work? And the document says, yes, there are fundamental laws that affect a human spirit as it lives its life, as it exists in creation.
And the crucial part, these laws operate regardless of whether the human being is aware or pays any attention to them. It's not about whether you believe in them, it's just how things are set up, like gravity.
You don't have to believe in gravity for it to work on you.
Exactly. These spiritual laws are always active, and the results, the consequences, or rewards, whether you follow them or ignore them. That's what we often call things like fate or karma, maybe wages of sin or even blessing.
Okay, so it was like a cosmic feedback system. What does that actually mean for us day to day? The source suggests the quality of our lives, the outcomes, they only reflect the degree of the individual's awareness of their spiritual essence and the laws governing it. And this just blows up that idea of a split between the spiritual and the temporal, the everyday. The document calls that a mistaken notion. That's huge.
It really is transformative. If there's no real separation, it changes everything. Your job, your family life, your hobbies. They aren't just secular things separate from your spiritual practice. No, they're all arenas for spiritual expression, for growth.
So, like, how you handle a tough meeting at work.
Exactly. It's not just about being professional. It's a spiritual act, reflecting, your patience, your honesty, maybe your compassion. Every single interaction, every choice, it has spiritual weight. It has consequences or rewards. And that's why the ANA channel really stresses that it's beneficial for everyone, really, to start developing this spiritual awareness and to see how it applies to everything we do, big or small. Look at every situation as a potential lesson.
That makes so much sense, especially because we do tend to put things in boxes, don't we? And the document is clear. Spiritual awareness is not the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
It's just the first and vital step, a step towards recognizing these laws, which then helps you understand your purpose, your duties, responsibilities. It sounds like a path.
Precisely. It frames life as this dynamic process, a journey, not somewhere you just arrive. The material says life is a process, a journey, and that many paths can ultimately lead to the eventual goal,
Yeah.
even if some take one through detours that are full of painful experiences.
Okay, painful experiences, that's where many people get stuck.
And understanding the infallibility of these laws is supposed to help here. It gives you a way to understand difficult concepts, like finding justice and love that lie in painful experiences. How can pain be just or loving?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How does this perspective explain suffering and pain, especially alongside the idea of free will? It seems contradictory if laws cause pain.
Well, the idea here is that the laws aren't punishing you like a person would. They're more regenerative, like natural consequences. The pain isn't random, it's feedback. Like a fever isn't the disease, it's the body fighting it. Or hitting a wall tells you to turn around.
So it's corrective, an opportunity.
Exactly, an opportunity for correction, for growth, and about free will. The laws don't take away your choice, but they ensure that every choice you freely make has a consistent, appropriate consequence based on those laws. You're free to choose to jump off a building, but the law of gravity ensures the outcome. It's not punishment. It's just the result.
Okay, so your choices really, really matter because the consequences are built in.
Precisely. It actually underlines the importance of free will. Your choices create your reality within this framework.
Got it. So understanding the system, not being controlled by it, but understanding it. And then the document talks about something deeper, an ultimate recognition that comes later with advanced awareness. This recognition is the conviction that indeed there is a higher order responsible for, well, everything. Creation, the cosmos, seen and unseen, all creatures, including us.
And reaching that deep conviction, really feeling it, apparently leads to something profound. It leads to a voluntary submission to the principles, the laws, or the will of the Creator as being paramount.
Voluntary submission, not forced.
No, not forced. It's described as a conscious, even grateful alignment. Because you understand the perfection of the system. And part of that is a grateful acceptance of the regenerative opportunity offered by any painful suffering that comes from going against these principles. You see the value in the lesson.
Wow. And that awareness also expands your concept of time and space.
Yeah, it suggests you start to see how influences from, let's say, beyond our normal senses can shape events in our lives.
Yeah.
Things that used to just confuse us start making sense in a larger context. It connects your personal journey to the sort of cosmic order.
This has been incredibly insightful, a really powerful framework to consider. So just to recap the core ideas we've unpacked. Human beings are fundamentally spirit. We're constantly operating within these universal spiritual laws that govern everything we do and the results we get.
Right.
And developing spiritual awareness isn't the end goal, but it's the vital start of a journey towards deeper understanding and ultimately choosing to align with this higher order.
Yeah, that sums it up well. And it's really important for you, the listener, to remember these perspectives from the NA channel. They are the author's own understanding,
Right.
their interpretation of concepts, mainly from the Grail message by Abdrushan and
Right.
maybe other sources they mentioned.
Absolutely crucial point. This is their take on it, which is why we really encourage you, if this resonates, to maybe investigate the Grail message for yourself. See what you discover for your own enlightenment on this topic or, anything else you're thinking about.
So here's something to chew on. If every single action you take is an act of your spirit and it's bound by these unavoidable spiritual laws, how might that shift your personal understanding of the fate or the blessing that you see playing out in your own life?